Very much, Marion, for that report. Now back to local news. All learners at the Hillside Endarasha Academy have been accounted for, according to the Acting General Regional Commissioner Pius Murugu, and the government achieved this through contact tracing. Murugu spoke at the Narumoru Level 4 Hospital, which is hosting the DNA matching process. And our reporter, Jesse Rogers, has been pitching tent in Nyeri and now breaks down the latest developments on day 4 since the tragedy occurred. Here is the brief update that he filed earlier on.
The disaster committee that was formed in order to look into the whole identification process until the final rites were held. According to the authorities, the number of students who were domiciled in that particular dormitory has risen from 156, that's a figure we were given a little bit earlier on, to 164. That's the number of boys who were domiciled in that particular dormitory who were boarders in Hillside Endarasha Academy. All 164 boys have been accounted for, which is good news one way or the other, because earlier on we had 17 students who were unreported, who were unaccounted for, rather. And apart from that, we've just had from the governor who mentioned that schools within the county will be reviewed in the next 2 weeks to ensure they're compliant with school safety standards. Equally, Governor Mutahi Kahiga mentioned that efforts are ongoing to ensure that Hillside Endarasha Academy is able to conduct the KPSEA Grade 6 assessment, which is set for next month. So they're looking into the continuity of that particular institution as well. We equally had to speak to the parents who are here, and it's proper to note that according to the parents, once they got to Narumoru Level 4 Hospital mortuary, they were registered. Thereafter, the DNA analysis was conducted, and this was done through swapping. And the parents were advised to let the mother undergo the swapping since they have higher probabilities when it comes to DNA matching. Then the parents were equally asked if there's any identifiable mark on their young ones who have passed, unfortunately, so that they can be able to be identified easily if there's any birthmark on their bodies or whatnot, to enable the forensic investigators analyze and identify in the fastest way possible. So according to the parents still, investigators took the DNA samples through swapping. Tomorrow we expect the sorting of the bodies to happen, and then Wednesday, that's when the post-mortem will be conducted, led by the government pathologist Johansen Odwor. Equally, the parents were asked if they're in a position to provide a pathologist, they are free to do so on Wednesday when the post-mortem will be conducted. It's also proper to note that the parents were informed that DNA matching will take a maximum of 1 month. So this is just the start of the scientific process, which is quite lengthy. But according to the authorities, they wanted to dot the I's, cross the T's to ensure they identify the bodies in the correct manner. The regional commissioner mentioned that government will cover all funeral and medical expenses. That's to alleviate the suffering of the parents who are still waiting with bated breath to receive the bodies of their loved ones in order to conduct the final rites. That's the latest from right here at Narumoru Level 4 Hospital mortuary.
Jesse Rogers pitching a tent in Nyeri, giving us the latest updates in as far as the tragic happenings at